All right, here we are, your mission part 2. And man, is it exciting. Let's play on board. So X like a variable X, and then citing like citation. It's all gonna make sense in a second. In fact, actually, probably just put it together, right? So let's think about what we've been doing. We figured out how to use regular expressions. We used an example where we did some citations. There's a bookmark. Okay, here's the challenge. You're going to make a bookmarklet that is going to look at the web page that you're on. And if there are any references to the Mass General laws, you're going to create a link that links to the Mass General laws. And I think this is a pretty cool project, one that could actually really be useful if you find yourself needing to make internal links on a web page that doesn't have them. So what I'm going to do is you're going to use as a place for you to test it. You're going to use the Massachusetts cases site. And this is a set of SJC and appeals court cases for Massachusetts. So your normal sort of run-of-the-mill site, but it doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. It just has the opinions. And although you'll see links down to notes, which are just sort of footnotes down to the footnote, you won't see a lot of links in here. And that's too bad, because a lot of times you'll have references. Here you can see, for example, the Massachusetts General Laws. Okay, it'd be really nice if you could see the actual law. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a regular expression that can parse citations to the general laws, and that can then take that citation and then use it to construct a link to the general laws in very much the same way as we did in the example with the bookmarklet for the US code. And this is going to be something that we're going to do together in class on Monday. So this is one of those, watch the video, get everything ready, be thinking about it. And then when we come together, first thing we'll throw you into breakout rooms, have you work together and see who can build the best parser. And of course that it's, what that really means, it means you have to think about all the edge cases. So you have to think about, oh, well, wait a second. How are all the ways that people do the citations? Do they always follow the Blue Book rules? And how can you catch all the citations? So we'll see who can make the parser that's the best in catching all of the citations. What I'm going to do is I'm pull up, and you got to figure out how you're going to do that. Well, I've put a link down below to a particular case. This Massachusetts Port Authority versus Orient Heights Yacht Club. Not anything about the case, except for the fact that I wanted a case that had nice references to the general laws here. So there's actually this case, I looked specifically to find lots of different ways that the general laws were cited. So you're going to want to make sure that you catch all the different variants. And so what you're going to do is build that regular expression to find this and replace it with a link to the general laws. So the question is, where can you find the general laws? Well, for that, you can go to the Mass Legislature's website, and again, links below. And what's really nice about the way they've structured their URLs is that if you know the chapter and the section, you can find the law. You don't actually have to know the part and the title. If you remove that from the URL, you can still get it to go where you want, as long as you have the chapter and the section. It'll just redirect it to the proper place. So there you saw that. I could change this to say chapter 65. Again, you want to get rid of this little part where you're searching, because otherwise it's going to try to find it in that part. And if there isn't that part, then it will yell at you. But if you get rid of that, it'll redirect to the appropriate chapter and section. And there you get the section. So you really just need to, when you're parsing this, you're going to need the chapter and the section. But given those two things, the chapter and the section, you should be able to construct a URL that would link to the appropriate general law. So that's your challenge. If you need to go back up and reference and copy the code from the bookmarklet example in the knowledge base, please feel free to do that. But again, we're going to do this together when we get together on Monday. So you can start thinking about it. We won't spend very long on it, because I think you should be able to get at it pretty quick, after, especially after you've become experts at regex crosswords. But this is what you have to look forward to as part of part of class on Monday. And of course, we'll take a deeper dive into some of our reading discussion as well. All right, I will see you then. And I would say good luck, but there's not really much for you to do now, just to prepare for it. But be ready for this. If you want to get a head start, I guess you could impress your partner by coming in and having some ideas. But really what I'll encourage you to do is, if you have time and you want to, play around thinking about all the cool things you can do now, making these bookmarklets to add functionality to websites that you might frequent. I bet you can think of some great ideas. All right, that's that, and I'll see you on Monday.